Black Power, Black Beauty, Black by popular demand. This is Black's History Month, a 28-day celebration of Black exploitation films. For the final film of the 70s this year, we have Disco Godfather. In a lot of ways, this movie represents the end of an era. This was Rudy Ray Moore's last film of the 70s, and the last of a series of films that followed Dolomite. Seeing that blaxploitation was on its way out by this time, Moore decided to try something a little different. Disco Godfather is an anti-drug movie with a disco backdrop. Only problem is, by this point, disco was also on its way out the door. So right off the bat, the movie comes across as outdated on two fronts. On top of that, Moore is way more subdued in this movie than in his previous efforts, trying his best to come across as somewhat serious, which ends up leading to some unintentional comedy because Moore is not known for his acting ability. Like this scene here that was parodied by Black Dynamite.
It's Bucky, he was smoking it.
Where is Bucky and what has he had?
Angel dust.
Where is Bucky and what has he had?
In Disco Godfather, Moore is Tucker Williams, a DJ at a club who's apparently the most famous DJ in town. The movie really wants you to know that. There are some long music sections here, sometimes placed in parts of the movie where it shouldn't even be the focus at all. Keep in mind, this movie was trying to be serious somewhat, not purposefully silly and goofy like Moore's other films. While DJing one night, his nephew Bucky ends up smoking some PCP and has a disastrous trip at the club. Bucky is played by the one and only Julius Carry, who went on to play Sho'nuff in The Last Dragon. This was his first film, and if you ever wanted to see Sho'nuff disco dancing, well, this is your movie. After Tucker gets Bucky to the hospital, he vows to get the drugs off the street. Right after he has one last sick party though. I mean, what's the rush? Not like there's an entire hospital ward full of kids hooked on drugs or anything. We find out that Tucker used to be a cop, and he spends the rest of the movie working with some of his old cop friends to track down the kingpin and get rid of the drugs once and for all. The drug kingpin is another first, since he's played by Hawthorne James, also in his first movie. Most people know him as Big Red in The Five Heartbeats, and his character here, known as Stinger Ray, isn't that much different than Big Red. I guess he'd been working on it for a while. Supposedly, this was also Keith David's first film, and he's supposed to have an uncredited role as one of the people in the club, but I couldn't find him no matter how hard I tried, so I'll just take their word for it. Tucker's right-hand woman is named Noelle, and she's played by Carol Speed in not only her final 70s film, but unfortunately, her final film role, period. I wonder if she knew that, because it would have been nice for her to go out with a lot more to do than what she had to do in Disco Godfather. As for the rest of the movie, it's not terrible. You'll still get a kick out of watching Moore display his unique brand of bullshito, and his stilted acting still makes me laugh whether intentional or not. It's just a shame that the formula was changed so much from what we were used to with Rudy Ray Moore movies. One thing I do like about it is the hallucinations that the people on drugs have. It gives the movie some slight horror movie vibes, and some of the makeup is impressive. According to Rudy Ray Moore, this movie ruined his career, and there's a case for that, since he never reached the same success that he had in the 70s. I just think that the character was a product of its time, and there was nothing he could do to alter the changing tides of music and cinema.